Hi, good evening again. Hope you are enjoying learning online. It is beneficial to you. Do you have any question in the last class? Do you have any question?
Miss,
Hmm.
I can't review the video, the previous video.
Okay, I will post again because every time I delete to avoid overlapping or confusion between the weeks. If you want, I can post you. Just email me. I will post you the link. You can download. Right?
All right, thank you, Miss.
Any other? Okay. Hope you have no questions so far. Let me continue with the slide. Can you all see the slide?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. If at any time if you cannot see the slide or the laser point, you please tell me. Okay, use the mouse. Today we are here to learn about roles and responsibilities of engineers, civil engineers. Okay, you can call them a civil engineer, design engineer, structural engineer, or planner, manager. Many roles are played by civil engineer. First, we see what are the portfolio of a civil engineer. Just recap of the previous class before I go into today's class. Last time we learned about important elements of construction project. How many elements you learned last class?
14.
14, roughly 14 or 15. You can write as many as you know. It may be, the list is not limited. You can keep improving, right? Out of this, I like to ask you question, just to kickstart and bring your attention. Can you say something about what is under material resources you learned? One of the element is material resources, right? What you learned under this? Material resources. What are the materials required for a construction? Building materials.
Cement, brick,
Sand,
Sand. Then that's all.
cement,
glass,
Plaster. Then quickly. Some of them can be precast, isn't it? Built or fabricated doors and windows, or precast beams and columns can also be the material. Okay, under this, how many parties are involved in procurement of the material to your site or maybe to another?
2. 2.
Building. Come on, answer me. How many? I will correct. How many parties are involved? All of you can see the
2.
slide.
Miss.
Supplier,
Yes.
manufacturer.
Suppliers and manufacturers, correct. Can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Right, suppliers and manufacturers. That day I also mentioned about owners. Owners sometimes they have stock. If the builders are doing their own construction, they may have some stock material but needs to be tested. Lastly, introduction to roles of clients and architecture also we have seen last class. They are two different entities, right? They will be playing their role to complete a construction project. I just introduced, I didn't go in detail. Today we'll continue with this lesson and also about the roles of civil engineer. Okay. Just to recap, 14 elements of a building: manpower resources, material resources, logistic and machinery, financial or money, knowledge of technology, knowledge on technology management, past experience, professionalism, continuing professional development, research and development, consultancy, fast track design build or package deal, capacity of financing the project, capacity to design the project, and joint ventures. Okay.
Make your
Objectives of today's, yes.
PowerPoint not work.
No, I didn't move the point. Okay. Is this clear? You can see the pointer?
Yes, we
Yes.
can see the pointer.
Describe the, today we are going to learn the roles and responsibilities of clients and architect, which will be continuing class today. Civil engineer, quantity surveyor, and contractor. I'm planning to finish all the roles and responsibilities of these 4 entities in a construction project. I seek your cooperation to understand. If there is any question, you can stop me anytime. If any sentence is not clear, you can stop me, you can ask for repeating the sentence. Okay. Start with the client. Already I told you it should be a owner or a government who initiated the project or who owns the project, right? Client or customer is the one who is own or who owns or who is going to use the project, right? Example term is here. If it is a school building by the Ministry of Education, it should be owner should be MOE. And then among the duties and responsibilities of the owner, they have to ensure enough money, resources available, allow work to be done safely. Need to follow safety rules and regulations according to the instruction given by the consultant or the engineers at the site. Identify the level of involvement in the project. They should not be interfering each and every stage of project or after, once the planning is done, they have to be disciplined. They have to follow the rules and regulations of the proceedings. Means they cannot interfere too much to the level of consultant, contractor, or work level, and so on. Responsible for setting parameters on total cost. They have the responsibilities. They are flexible to total cost by expenditures at times. It means today they plan, under the planning there will be all flooring should be marble stone because of the downtown, or because of the inflation rate, they may change to marbles. They just change to ceramic tiles. They have the right to change the cost. Major milestones and the project milestones are set by the owners or the clients. Any question? Can you please mute your microphone to avoid any background noise disturbing the class? Okay. Further down for the clients, setting the operational criteria. Okay, they can set the, as I said before, the milestones are set by them. At the same time, they can involve in the bar chart, that scheduling of the work and so on. This is mainly on the scheduling of the work. Okay, give possession of the site to the contractor on the date of possession. They can decide the date of starting, date of commissioning, or date of completion. Appoint a competent person as the planning supervisor and a competent contractor as the principal contractor. They have the authority to appoint people according to their interest. If it is Chinese firm, maybe they prefer Chinese or local people. If it is an international firm, they allow for both, right? Local and foreigners, mainly because of the language. They prefer to talk in their own parent language, or otherwise it is complicating, or sometimes they find it difficult to communicate or discharge the work. Provide the planning supervisor with all relevant information, state of the premises. They can give the planning, provide the planning supervisor with all relevant information, right? They can brief to the supervisor about the site, about their preferences in the beginning. The owner, designer, and contractor must form a cooperative relationship to complete the project in the most efficient manner. So just recall your construction project liner. We already saw the flowchart of a construction project. According to the flowchart, we have to follow the instruction or communicate in between the different stages of parties involved in the construction project, namely owner, designer may be civil engineer or consultant, and this is contractor, and they have both workers and managers. This is all about the client. Okay, Now let's move on to the next entity, which is an architect. The famous architect Dato Kingston Lu, 17 October until 2003. He was a successful architect and example one, standing example and mentor for architecture people. An example view of the architectural drawing is shown here. Architect will do the line sketch first. They will do the planning of the site based on the instruction from the owner, from the consultants. They will design the, they only do the peripheral view of the building. Okay, interior or structural design will be plotted by or drawn by the civil engineers. They give the landscaping. They give, yes.
The screen is not moving. We can't see the slide.
You can
The
see this.
slide is at the first page. Oh, now can.
Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Sorry. I shared already. Wait, I share again. This one. Can you see this one? Okay, right?
Yes. No.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. They do only landscaping. Peripheral sketch of the or a layout of a building plan will be given by architecture first, right? Something like this. All the elevation view or isometric view or 3D view of the building will be given by the architect. This is another sketch for a residential lot, how the building will look like. It's a line sketch drawn by the architect. If they can use any type of software, they'll be using AutoCAD or Revit. Also nowadays having AutoCAD. They can use the AutoCAD to plot and view different angles, different perspectives of the building. They can even show you cut sections of the different building orientation and so on. An architect, one who designed the aesthetic appearance part of the structure. It's only appearance. They are not showing the details. They're not showing any design of the structural details of the building. They only show the beauty, architectural or outlook of the building. The building design must be functional, economical, safe, and must be the need of the people who use them. Okay, they should always discuss in line with in conjunction with the civil engineer. This architecture will plan and plot the sketch. For example, the spacing. There are different aspects in deciding the size of the building, size of the rooms, height of the room, and height or number of the loft, number of the doors and windows, right? So each and every time they will communicate or they will have a meeting to plan what functionality, economy, whether they go for costly, innovative material or very affordable material, budget material, safer, whether they want to be prevented from sunrise or some people, because of the cultural issue, they want sunrise to be in this direction. I mean, they were to focus towards sunshine or sunset and so on. They have to meet with the requirements of the owners and also Vastu. You remember Vastu Sastra? Building Vastu. Sometimes some people use Vastu Sastra. Depends on the owner. Orientation and the directions will be decided. Based on that, they have to plan. Mostly the people's who use, mainly because based on the people's decision or the client's decision, the drawing will be plotted. And then receive order instruction from client to design the building. You can see the slide. Can you see the slide?
It keeps
So the slide is still not moving.
What is this? Okay, I use
Yeah,
this.
now can ready.
You can see I use this place. I don't zoom it. I mean view. Okay, he must understand the client and able to visualize the wish of the clients completely. That's why I said in conjunction with the owner, the user have to be planned for any sketch or layout of the building before it is constructed. The next one, client client must explain every single thing that he wants for his building. Okay, it should be given on time. Every time he has to explain the building rules, what he wants and the requirements and so on. This is called the word picture or design program. Based on the client's brief, the architect will develop the ideas by producing rough plan, sketches, and models to be seen by the client. So he will get all the information, right? Word picture. He has to. An architect should have a good imaginary power. He has to imagine the way client has explained to him. First of all, then he will put his thoughts and his views into a drawing or a sketch to fulfill or satisfy the client's requirement. It goes this way because the picture talks million words, right? The million words said by or requirements by the owner or the client will be translated or transformed into a drawing or a sketch so that his project is completed up to the satisfaction of the client. An architect then prepare preliminary site plan that shows how the new facility will be situated on the site, specified plan, right? It's called specified plan. So first he gets the information, then put it into a site plan, right? Site plan, site location, east west latitude, I mean the east west north orientation, whether the entrance is at the east or north, and so on. And then orientation. After orientation is the lat long, latitude and longitude. Which location is it? Whether it is located at mile 6 or mile 7, and then what else? How new facility will be situated at the site. These are all located in a layout or in a site plan, not interior. We are still looking at the overall or outskirts of the building plan. Drawing produced by the architect is called architectural drawing. Okay, architect will attend site meeting held by the contractor together with the design engineer. Okay, so there will be frequent meetings between the parties involved, right? May I ask you a question? How many parties are involved or human resources are involved in a construction project? You can learn from these elements of building. Can you tell me who are the parties involved in construction project? Hmm? Please make it interactive. How many parties are involved in construction project? And just give me the tiers, the levels. How many layers or how many levels are there? You can check from your constructions slides.
Technical level.
How many levels? 4.
4.
Okay, who are they?
Technical level, management level, support system level, workers.
Very good. The workers can be?
The workers can be skilled and unskilled.
Okay, 4 layers, right? 4 tiers of people are involved in. So the meeting will be occurring in between, maybe between the owner and the client, owner and the architect, architect and the consultant, a consultant and the engineer, or even the engineer and the workers. Okay, the briefing will happen on and off and depends on the times or requirement. He will also conduct inspection during furnishing work. Okay, an architect will have to check the final drawing, right? The completion drawing of a project have to be checked by the architect before the design engineer will check for his design detail. Plastering, painting, tuffering, tilling done by contractor to ensure it follows the specification on architectural part. Okay, so an architect will do the site plan based on the discussion with the contractors and the parties involved. He will also inspect after the completion of the work. Continue. Traditionally, architecture use pencil, papers because they can remove. Remove, and only thing is the time consumption, right? If time is not a matter, they can remove and redo it any number of times without at low cost. But now there are computer-aided designs and drafting like AutoCAD, Revit, right? What else? 3D Max. 3D Max also you can use it. You can view in a different, it'll give you different architectural views of the project with the lighting, with the color, with the shading. You can change the shade and check. We can change the orientation of the light and check, right? They also follow building codes. Okay, building bylaws. All of you take down. Next time when you come, you please go through. Where is the marker? Building bylaws. Just now we are talking about architectural drawing, right? There is one more term called building bylaws. I request all of you to see that. Okay, better I type. Building bylaws. There is a big book governing all these rules. It is there. It is with it's a publication from my Ministry of Works. It is also with the CIDB, who governs all the laws and regulations of the building project. Already explained what is CIDB in the very first class, right? What is CIDB in Malaysia? CIDB. Can you see the slide? Can you see
Yes.
the slide? Okay. Come on, answer me. What is CIDB? Construction. CIDB. What are they?
Construction building.
Construction building. What are they? It's a firm. It's a company. CIDB. Who are they in Malaysia, especially? Porter asked me. Okay, you can also go to English.
Construction Industry Development Board.
Board. It's a board governing the rules, laws, regulations of the building construction up to inspection, monitoring, and so on. Okay, whatever the type of construction, maybe new or renovation or demolishing, any type, or renting property, own, buying, all are governed. All the rules and regulations are governed by their duties are to the objectives. If you see, you can see this. See my computer slide, computer monitor. You can see, right? Can you see the computer monitor?
Yes.
What do you see in the slide?
Miss, I see your face only, Miss.
Here? Now?
Now can.
Yeah, can.
Please check with me, and there you need to see into the slides where I'm pointing here. Okay, see here, CIDB, CIDB corporation. It's a corporate info. What is it written? Their portfolio is to enhance the quality, productivity, professionalism, innovation, knowledge, right? And then the organization, what are the functions? What are their functions? Mission, vision, all comes under this one. Let's see. This industry, construction industry development board, established and so on, regulate, develop, and facilitate construction industry towards achieving global competitiveness. Mainly, they are governing the Acts 520 spells out CIDB's functions as below. What are they doing? They stimulate, develop, improvement, expansion of the construction industry. The main duty, if you see, one line is not here. Maybe I can show you this. It's not here. Okay, all about rules and regulations of a building construction. All of them in like license. A license for a contractor have to be registered with CIDB. Okay, for example, license of a consultant should be registered with the CIDB. Okay. And then as students, you should also be in line working with the CIDB for what? You're supposed to do get from CIDB students. You will communicate with them for what? Any idea, senior students? For what? Site visit, isn't it?
To get the green pass for site visit
Yeah,
and the co-op
yeah.
traineeship.
Very good. So, so he has to. A student have to have an entry pass, a green card. They provide you the card. It's a pass. It's a passport for entering any site to any construction project which is under construction, or if you want to visit any construction project, you should be having this card. Only then you are allowed to enter the site. Okay, it may be used for visiting the site. The project may be ongoing or completed or under development. Okay, you should have this passport to enter any site. All the license, cars, for the projects will be done by CIDB in Malaysia. Every country they have their own board representing government or Ministry of Works for approval kind of things. Okay, related to projects and construction works. Now I'm projecting to my slide. Can you see the slide? PowerPoint slide. I changed the projection. Can you see the PowerPoint slide? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Come on. Okay. For architecture, we are here, right? Right. Okay, at this point, I request you to go through building bylaws. All of you take down this word. You can browse through internet. You would search for your own country. What are the building bylaws adapted in your country for construction? There are a number of rules, number of code books, number of manuals used for construction. Okay. Again, starting from materials, starting from, and then testing. What else? Design. For design, you will be using separately for steel, concrete, timber, precast, and so on. There are a number of code books, manuals, and laws available. For today, for this class, please start with building bylaws. What types of building bylaws and what are the contents of the building bylaws? Just learn. This is the task for you to do today. It's not marked, don't worry. Just casually browse through from your website, from your Ministry of Works, from your, maybe it is called Ministry of Work or Ministry of Department of Work, something like that from your country. Check what are their rules, what are their roles to play in construction industry. Okay, come on. Continued by, so far we learned architect and client's roles and responsibilities. Any question at this point? Okay, no question. Continue by civil and structural design engineer. As I said before, it can be civil engineer, structural engineer, design engineer. All are referring to one and the same. Can you see the slide? All of you can see the slide?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Okay. Design engineer. What comes to your mind when I say design engineer? Anything comes to your mind? Design engineer, civil engineer, design engineer. Huh? You have nice icons. I can see there. When I open team, colorful icons. What do you have there? When I say civil engineer, what comes to your mind? Dirty engineer, sweating, sunny, right? Hardworking.
Leveling.
Leveling, very good. What do you use?
A lot of drawings.
Drawings, good. What else? Theodolite, right? Theodolite, remember? Hey, you finished surveying, right? Some of you have completed surveying. Am I right?
Yes.
I saw nice videos on the Facebook posted by a few people. So you use many equipments for your surveying, for leveling, finding areas, right? What else? Chain edges, right? What are the to measure the distances, areas, and so on, right? Okay, design engineer, structural design. Okay, here I can classify the design engineer into two. One is structural engineer, another one infrastructural engineer. You should know the difference between these two, okay? But whenever we say civil engineer, it's referring to structural design engineer, all right? Come on, this is a major role played by civil engineers. Structural design would be based on the architectural drawing by the architect. So number one role is played by architect. He gives the peripheral design, outlook of the building, orientation of the building, what else? Orientation, lighting, color, and then what else? Location, positioning of the rooms, right, and so on. Based on this, now the civil engineer will start drawing the interior locations of the windows, doors, and then all other features of the building. Okay, this design after agreed will be stated in the form of detailing plan. In the detailing plan, you will have all of them, like cut sections. Mostly civil engineer is important in doing detailing plan, namely on the sectional view. It may be cut section of the plan or aerial view of the building, front elevation or cut section of the elevation of the building, or isometric view or cross section or cut section at each and every point, like at beam, at column, cut section view at the slab, or at the major main buildings, beams and columns and so on. Okay, all the sectional views, sectional drawings are plotted by civil engineers. Okay, here you can see the number and the size of the bars. No, this one is separate. There are two different drawings drawn by structural engineer. One is the building drawing, which will have the location of the buildings, the rooms, size of the room, size of the wall, size of the doors, windows, and so on. The positioning with directions, the cut section, elevation plan, sectional view at different position. This is one drawing. There's another drawing drawn by structural engineer, which is structural or detailed design drawings. Okay, detailed design drawings, which will have number of bars in the columns, beams, size of the bars, spacing, height, width of the beams and columns, length of the columns and beams, and so on. Okay, you can find all these detailed information about the structures in a detailed drawing, that is secondary. Okay, the design need to be approved by the IR. That's important. IR is the one. Well, who is IR? Who is IR?
Professional engineer.
Engineer, registered professional engineer for practicing. Okay, for practicing or consulting, you can do only consultant with registered professional engineer, like our IR Ben, IR Lee, IR who else we have? IR Ben, IR Lee in civil engineering. I'm also registered engineer with UK, not with Malaysia. Chartered engineer with UK. Who else? Who else? Anybody from our faculty, civil engineering? Please recall. Registered professional engineer. IR Ben, IR Lee. Who else?
Dr. Deb.
Dr. Yeah, what? Dr. Deb. Yeah, Dr. Deb. Oh, yeah, IR. He is also IR. Anybody else? They are all having the right to sign, approve a drawing. You can also get registered. Any idea the process you would have learned in your roles and engineers in society? If you are completed, you know how to become a registered professional engineer in future. You would have learned, but that is not the scope under the scope. I just pinpoint how to do that. After you graduate, you have to get experience 3 years. Then you can register experience in 3 years in companies. Then you can register with Board of Engineers Malaysia by writing. There are different pathway. You can either try the test or attend an interview. Based on that, you will be given the authority or certification as registered professional engineer. After that, you can approve a plan on the design, and then workmanship, any bill of quantities, and so on. Okay, you are eligible to do that. Okay, being submitted to the local authorities for approval. So the IAs will be located in or appointed by the company. They are mostly from government authorities or practicing privately. They have their own firm or attached with the government. Okay, next. Among local authorities involved are fire department, town council, township, public work department, power supply department, and others. So you need to get approval from all. Civil engineer have to do the drawing, have to get the approval for the municipality, and they call this as municipality. Fire department, you must show all the locations for fire extinguisher at the building plan or building plan. When I say building plan, it's referring to the drawing and layout of the building. Okay, you need to give the location of the fire extinguishers, number of fire extinguisher, and the signages. Municipality or town council, they will approve how many number of floors you can go, what is the type, based on the type of soil, how many number of floors are limited to that particular location, and then type of building, type of occupancy, and so on. Public Works Department will decide based on the budgeting, based on the flood. They will have the mapping. Flood prone areas will be there. They will check whether it is your site is located at the flood prone area, earthquake area, or any vulnerable environmental situation. And then Power Supply Department, they have to approve the power supply to take the power supply line from the main to the into your building site for your building construction. So you need to get the approval for the power supply, water supply, and then all the building bylaws, whether you follow or not. After all the approval only, you can release the drawing. The design can only use for tendering process once it is approved by all these authority, which takes more than 1 month or 4 to 5 months. Okay, depends on the country. It may go up to 5 months or minimum of 1 month. So you need to do the plan, everything, and then get approval. After approval, either you can tender it or the same company will be handling the project work. Tendering can be internal or with joint ventures. But this tendering, you need to advertise and you need to do the agreement. You should have all the agreement, sharat, they call the sharat, before you call for a tendering. What is tendering? Any idea? Tendering process? Calling for bid, isn't it? Any idea? Can you anyone explain what is tendering? Deed of bid, 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 tendering process. Are you there? 107. Badran, are you there? Salim Badran. Brandon. Brian, can you answer me, Brian? Are you there? You just joined and left. Brian. Show me. Please answer.
Yes, miss.
Who is this? Show me.
Not Chome, Pume.
Chome. Chome.
Chu, Miss Chome or Pume?
Chome. Okay. Please answer me. What is tendering? What is tendering?
Tendering is a process of bidding.
Okay. Who
It's
will conduct that? Who are the parties involved?
normally the client and the contractor.
Contractor. Is it only contractor?
Suppliers also.
Suppliers. It depends.
Yes.
At this point, the drawings are ready, right? According to the flow of the slide, the drawings are ready. Then they go for tendering. So tendering will be between who at this point? Any?
I think between the government and the client.
Client.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. When they are selling the properties, there is a chance.
Okay.
But not a big project like government project. If it's a single building, okay. If it is a project commissioned by the government, it may be to the consultant first, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
It may be to the consultant. It may be to the company, mainly company. Consultant, I mean the companies, developers, right? A government developers or developer to the clients, right? All right. It may be first they will advertise. Thank you for your answer. They will advertise in the newspaper, all the media. They will advertise. They will call for tendering. One day they will negotiate. They will be negotiating for the price, isn't it? Who will take the tender? Who will observe the tender? Who will be executing the tender based on the quote? Based on the lower quote, the best quote, the person will be acquiring the project. They have to execute based on the quote, right? It's all for I mean part of the execution of the building. Okay, right. The design engineer needs to be at site every time a construction activity is carried out in order to ensure the structure built according to the specification. So once you finish the drawing, once you get the client or the company to execute your project, you go for appointing design engineers, right? It may be appointed by the owner or by the company. Maybe you, right? Maybe you are posted as a design engineer for a particular TRX project or MKH project or Sunway project, right? Or any type of builders projects. You are appointed as a design engineer and should be available at the site. Based on your instruction, you are the starting person of the day to deliver instructions and carry out the work according to the specification. Okay, next. The design engineer will, wait, the full stop is there. Design engineer will also conduct site inspection, right? What kind of inspection? Anybody at this point? Will conduct site inspection to ensure contractor fulfill requirements stated in the contract document tender, such as implementation of site safety precaution, right? Any example here, it says about site safety. Any other inspection he will be doing?
Wear the helmet.
You got the approval, the design engineer is coming into picture, he is going to the site, he has to conduct the inspection of the site. Okay, he has to conduct inspection of the site. What kind of site inspection he will do? Any idea? Conduct site inspection. Number one, safety measures. Okay, what are the site safety precautions need to be taken before he starts the work? Any other conduct site inspection? Anybody? Please make it interactive so that you remember. When you answer in the class, you will remember lifelong. So take this opportunity. It's full of theory. Eh?
The layout of the site.
Layout of the site. Okay, he keeps the drawing. He carries the drawing and check whether the layout. What layout you can check now? It's at zero level, right? It's a barren land. He goes to the site. And he checked site safety precautions. It is mentioned here. Safety may be due to whether the location is in the forest area, whether it is near to the river, and whether it is near, because whenever the river overtopping, it will be flooded, right? And then climate, location, and then important thing, civil engineer. Come on, I'm expecting this answer from you. Civil engineer supposed to check. Anybody?
Material.
Girls? I didn't hear any girl's voice. Wait, I'll pick people. Sorry,
No,
Chinese name.
it's called.
Anybody propose any girl's name? Maya is man. Wait.
Neo Xiang Jun.
Please answer. Any girls? Come on.
Yeah, Neo Xiang Jun.
One Kai miss.
I cannot find.
Pun Jae-won also can.
Come on, answer me. Let's proceed. We have hardly have 1 hour.
There's no girl inside here.
No longer. How come? Any other? It shows 1707 last. Alwyn, right? Alwyn is ocean boy. I cannot find any girls. Okay, anybody else? Hu Jingwen? Gu Jingwen. Is he there? Hishma? Abdullah Tahir? Ahmad Hassan? Ahmad Khalil? No one is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Zheng Jia? Please answer me. What kind of site inspection an engineer will be doing? What kind of site inspection? You can see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, answer me. What kind of site inspection An engineer will see when you go to site. Very fast, we go to site.
Material.
What do you do? What material? Come on,
Material.
right. All right, very good answer. What material?
Construction material.
And materials basically
The important thing is soil, right? What type of soil? Saline soil or red soil, isn't it?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
correct? A loose
Yes,
soil.
yes.
What type of soil it is? The property of the soil. You have to send the soil for testing, right? And then water. Whether water is highly polluted or good water can be used for your mixing concrete or causing some kind of salt deposit on the walls after construction. So water testing, soil testing, water testing. Anything else? If the materials are loaded to the site, you can start giving that. I mean, taking the test for brick, concrete. Sorry, the precast material and so on. Okay, if the materials are already loaded at the site, you can start testing each and every material, construction material at the site. Paint, even including the paint, the company, the whether it's hazardous for the people to handle, the workmen to handle, and so on. He has to inspect site and then especially on the materials and so on. The design engineer will attend the site meeting held by the contractor to give comments and follow the construction process. Okay, the IR will be responsible for the design plan, which will be developed and can be found guilty if the structure constructed collapse. Yeah, professional engineers are liable for its success of the project because they are the one approving the design materials and the design, I mean the drawings. So they are the one liable for any faulty construction or erroneous matters in the site, especially on the structural side. Usually with the civil and structural consultant to design the structural part of the building. They calculate, they determine what grade and how much reinforced steel need for certain strength required, grade of the cement, grade of the materials, amount of concrete needed to fulfill the strength needed. All right, these are all materials, grade, amount, ratio, all are maintained by civil and structural consultants or the engineers like you. There's a lot of software for structural designing. Okay, once you finish all the types of materials, their grading decided, then go for structural designing, detailing using softwares like, come on, answer me. Detailed design will be done or analysis. Before you go for structural designing or structural drawing, you need to analyze the building. Once you get the plan of the building or the layout of the building, you need to go for analysis of the building. What are the softwares you can use to analyze? Seniors, please
Autodesk.
answer.
Autodesk.
What Autodesk doing? Girl, what is that?
AutoCAD.
I told you don't tell AutoCAD. AutoCAD's finished already. AutoCAD is for plan, drawing. AutoCAD is used for plotting.
Revit.
Revit can be used for analysis of the building.
Orion.
Okay, thank you. Any other analysis of the building? First of all, what is analysis of the building? Number one, you finish drawing with the drawing software like AutoCAD, Revit, Esteem, and so on. They all have the inbuilt software for drawing. Once you finish drawing, your job is not completed. You need to go for analysis of the building, right? Your building is taking some load, isn't it? There is a superimposed load onto the building, and your building should withstand. Your foundation should be strong enough for the superstructure constructed. Maybe number of floors, 1 floor or 1+1 or 2+1 or a bungalow type. The load has to be borne by the building. For this, you need to analyze whether the overcoming load is borne by the element that you design, element that you're going to design. It may be assuming and then testing, or you should find out the load and find out the proper sizing of the columns and beams to support this load. All this analysis will give how much force is there, how much moment is there. Moment for now, just understand this as a failure. What is the proportion of the failure? What is the amount of failure for the given load. What is the direction of the failure? What is the angle of the failure and duration of the failure and so on? You need to analyze by doing some. It's a very simple thing, one page only. Normally for a quick design, they will go for a salient or a selected, or what do you call? I forgot the name. The typical beams and columns will be designed if you do manually. The olden engineers, olden days, they do. My seniors, my supervisor, my engineers at the site, they do a manual design at the site quickly. This one page only, not even one page, half page. They will calculate the load. They will calculate the size of the beam and column. That become the salient or selected or typical beam and column for the building, and all others will follow less than this size or equal to this size, depends on that. Okay. So this type of analyzing the number of, the amount of load coming in and the corresponding sizing is called detailed drawing or structural drawing, structural analysis. Okay. After you do the structural analysis of how much load, what is the size of the beams and columns, you will go for detailed drawing. They are all done by computer softwares like StatPro, Revit, ETAP, Esteem, and so on. Okay. Don't say anymore AutoCAD for analysis. AutoCAD, yes, it is doing analysis of the orientation of the building, size of the building, just all viewing purpose only. Okay, it will not carry any of the technical design of the building. All right. Okay. Come on. So far you have been seeing the, studying about structural details, structural part of the building. Next is the infrastructural works. What do you mean by that? Structural design means main building, main core part of the building, like beams, columns, walls, flooring, roofing, all will come under slabs, all will come under structural design. Infrastructural design, which is out of the building, like drainages, electrical line, plumbing work. If you have a renewable energy sources construction, what are the solar panels? If you're using solar energies, what are solar panels? Wind energy, what are the windmills? What are, if you are using recycling your water, recycling your energy process, what are construction involved in will be coming under infrastructural design or infrastructural work. Again, the civil engineer or the sustainable engineer will be handling this part of the infrastructure work. Continued by, started with. So there are only three I have given, but you can add any number of people here for infrastructure work out of the building or other than main part of the building. Okay, or the lining work and water line, gas line, heaters, and then sanitation work, plumbing lines will be done by infrastructural design. For this also we have a software. Can anyone mention this if you know? Infrastructure software. You can use software for designing. Yeah, I'm sorry, you should be active in the group, not just connect and go off. I can see 107 connected. Muhammad Ali?
Yes, civil lab 3.
Please give me the software for infrastructural design. Software for infrastructural design. Any idea? There is a software called Infra. You can mention BIM, Building Information Management software. Have you heard about this software? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This BIM is having infrastructural design module also. You can follow the infra. The name itself is infra design. Follow the infra.
Ma'am, site 3D.
You cannot see the slide. Okay.
Yeah,
Can you see the slide now? Okay. Why echo coming? Can you please switch off your microphone after answering? Okay. So there is a module for designing infrastructure in building software like BIM. You can follow for designing, or you can use the exclusive software for hydraulical design, for drainage design, and so on. Okay. Number one of the infrastructure design is the structure, geotechnical engineer. Start with the geotechnical engineer who will be testing your foundation. What type of foundation? But foundation also sometimes classified under structural design. Since it's sitting outside the building, they can be called as infrastructural work. We mainly classify the roads and drainages under infrastructural design. What is a village? Whether it is the building is connected to the village road, whether you need a what do you call? I forgot the name. Whether you need another divider, another road, what do you call? Supporting pathway to connect to the highway, or the building is directly connected to the highway. Yeah, okay. And then design road drainage system within the project site, whether the number of roads, number of roads, width of the road, length of the road, junction points, signals, signages, these are all decided by the road and highway engineers. It is not only for the it starts right from the beginning of the project. You see, the trucks and lorries are coming in, they are carrying the material in and out. So you need to plan these types of roads very beginning of the project itself. Okay, if not the proper bitumen road, you should put a normal road without payment. Just lay the road with normal soil leveling so that the materials can be safely coming in and going out. You should play the layout for the roads in the beginning of the project itself. So highway engineers are also coming into picture to start the project. Then plumbing and water engineers, and he should know where is the municipal line. Okay, there are two lines. Number one is water, another one is wastewater line. Design water and sewage systems for the building. He should know whether it is your building, it needs to be connected to the municipal line directly or any other branches, and then finally to the municipal line. Based on that, you know how much quantity of waste coming in, and you can design the drainages. And then for water, utilizing the water, where you have to trap the water, whether from the river beside or from a tank or from a municipal line. The location of the municipal line has to be decided. Any questions so far?
No, miss.
Oh, okay. Let me check. Okay, before I continue, let me one moment. I have to ask you some questions. No, some instruction, not questions. I want to give you some instruction before I continue the class. Okay, when I ask you to do the task, please do not duplicate your, all are there? Excuse me, all are there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
miss.
Yeah.
When you wait, I stop sharing so that I can see me talking. Okay, you can see
Yes.
me. Why it's so bright now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I have some instruction for you. Please follow. Do not duplicate your message. Okay, when I ask you to post for the attendance, I request you, it takes longer for me to enter the attendance. Please help me. Don't duplicate. When you submit once, only once, the chance is for only once. Don't repeat your submission. You do either in MS Team or in CN. It's preferable all of you do it in CN. All right. I request you to post it in CN. If you do not have access, you can post in MS Team. Okay. Are you following?
All right, miss.
Oh. And then in the class, during class, you need to answer. I'm recording the class. You need to answer. That's very important. If you're, when you're answering, you can switch on the microphone and also your video so that I can check who is answering. I can see by highlight on the names and your icons. Please respond in the class. That is important. If not respond, it is considered to be absent. All right. When I call by name, you should answer. Otherwise, I give absent. Today I leave it. The next class answer when I call, you should be there to answer. Otherwise, I will remove you, or I'm supposed to remove, but I don't want to do that. You please be responsible, your engineers. When the question is posted, please answer. Especially when I call names, please answer. And then I see most of you are writing your names as attendance in the MS Team and other places. Don't do that. I don't ask you to write names and ID at any class. I will not ask you. Attendance is taken either by task or I will instruct. Okay, unless otherwise I instruct. Do not write your name and ID in the chart during class time, because we are recording the class. We are taking the chart, all the photographs in the clip charts. I see all the names and IDs. That is not required at all. I will not take that as attendance. All right. Every class, either I give you task or I call by names. These two types of attendance will be taken. I will give you task to complete. If you finish, then the attendance is taken from there only, from your response for the given task. Not just by writing name and ID. I will not record your attendance. Please make note of this. Today, I will be giving you the feedback form, especially on the connections, everything. Today, I am supposed to give this. This was given by management. Better you make use of this as attendance. I will post you later at the end of the class. You can respond to this link only. Don't do any other type for your attendance. I will not record. I will follow this link, the response to this link, and give you attendance for today. This is called feedback survey form. I will post it at the end of the class. Please follow and answer that form. Any question on the instruction?
No, miss.
No.
Okay. Please
No.
follow strictly. Please
No,
follow
all
strictly.
the-
If you are leaving if you are leaving, if you are absent, you have any specific things to do, please give me your name. I will give attendance. But don't simply leave. Don't be irresponsible during attending class. Okay. Right. Let's continue with the class for quantity surveyor. Let me share the slide first. Okay, come on. Can you see the slide?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Right. Quantity surveyor. What comes to your mind? Have you heard about this term? Quantity surveyor. Surveyor, you know?
No.
You don't know? Okay, like civil engineer,
Yes.
there is another personality involved in your construction project who will be doing surveying on the materials used, namely materials used. He can, I mean, number one is the site survey, right? You would have heard about the site survey, right? Site survey, you do the leveling, you do the measurement of the building, maybe length and breadth of the building site, or the area of the site, height, elevation of the site, latitude, longitude will be obtained by the Jabatan Ukur or survey department. You can get it, and the benchmark also you can get from Jabatan Ukur or survey department of your country. You can get the benchmark. What is benchmark? What is benchmark in surveying? Those who are completed.
The cross.
What cross? You just know cross.
The point.
What point? Very good.
Point of reference.
Level.
Point
Reference
of reference. What does it has? Does it have? How do you represent in the drawing?
This is the first
Benchmark
point.
reference. Very good. First point of the building. How do you locate it? Normally, for a real building structure, they will borrow the number from survey department. Okay, the benchmark is sold, or you have to buy from, get the number from survey department. What is it referring to? What is it showing in any drawing? You can see. You can see. Anybody? Benchmark. 108 attendee, huh? But answer is not there. You know, always I call Lizzie King.
Miss,
Come on,
Miss, I
please.
can't see.
I can't. You can see the slide.
Yes.
Yeah, the slide is not pink.
Yeah, slide is temporarily gone because I opened the participant list. One moment. It will come. Okay. We can see? Yeah. Okay. Come on, answer me. Lizzie, is there? Can I minimize this so that you can see both? Please answer me.
Yes, we still can't see the.
You can see, eh?
This
Okay. Is Nawal Ismail, Ong Tefu, Salaf Sahid, Soon Yun, Soon Jun. Anyone please among these names? Anyone of you please answer. What
we
is?
still can't see the slide.
You can't see the slide. Wait. You can see the slide now? Okay.
Yeah.
Someone answer me. What is benchmark of the building? What does it refer? Come on, Lakwi. Okay, if you don't know, I will answer this question. Benchmark is as you said, it's a reference point, starting point of the building. It shows you need to get this reference from the Department of Survey. It is represented as plus. Actually, they write it as plus and the number. Okay, plus and the number. Wait, I use this pen, red color. They use the plus, but I type. They use the number with the plus symbol and the number. Correct? You can see? You can see the number?
Yes.
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 Where I zoom it. So normally it is like this. 40, 120, 200, up to 200. India and all we get 200. China even higher. Malaysia you can see 40 to 110, 120 like that. Plus is referring to elevation above. Actually, this point is referring to the location of the site. At what height the site is located in the globe. Okay, what is the height of the building located, or the benchmark, the bottommost level of the building located in the globe or in the universe. Plus is referring to positive going up. 120 is the number, and the value is, the unit is meter. Okay, when I put minus, it is below. Below means sea level, and this is above means sea level. Okay, we call this as MSL. Okay, mean sea level. So 120 is the number which is referring to the location of the site. Elevation point of elevation or location point in meters. Okay, are you any question at this point? Okay, let's start with what's going on?
Hey, close your mic. Who are?
What? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So the benchmark is important to know elevation the building is located. From there, all other points are referred. Maybe corner, another corner, next corner of the building, or the location of the other corner, other orientation of the points. So you need to know elevation of the building first to proceed. And then quantity surveyor. Okay, coming to quantity surveyor, the point of our study. One who advises related to cost and contract procedures. Okay, the material costs, labor costs, all the cost and pricing of the building will be calculated or estimated. It's called estimation only, right? The estimation doesn't give you an exact value. It's only the predicted cost of the building materials and the labors or overall project cost of the building given by quantity surveyor. He will also mention about contractual procedures. Some of them are by contract. They are not just ready cash you're buying, or some of them will be under some agreements and procedures to follow for buying and selling. Okay, he will be the one to calculate the price of the project based on the structural design prepared by the engineers. Okay, so this quantity surveyor controls the material costs and also the quantity of the material based on the quantity of the material as suggested by structural engineers. Okay, all costs involved in the construction project will be taken into account, including labor costs and material costs. Okay, so number one, do you understand the quantity first? The quantity referring to what is, for example, started with size of the beam. Okay, you need to calculate, quantity surveyor have to calculate what is the size of the, once the design engineer have given the size of the beam, size of the columns, the quantity surveyor will calculate what is the material used for these beams and columns. What are the, how much amount of materials, maybe sand, cement, or gravels, or if it is the only made out of cement, then what is the cement portion is required for building for constructing these beams and columns. He will quantify the size given, he will quantify the materials required based on the size and design given by the civil engineers. Okay, once you quantify so much cubic meter is required for building one beam, okay, main beam, then times the rate of the building, rate of the beam. The rate of the beam you can get from bill of quantities. Okay, I have to say another word, bill of quantities. The name. I request you to go through, browse through internet to find out what is bill of quantities. It is also a big book. It's like a Bible for quantity surveyor. Bill of quantities. Quantities. Correct? Oh, N is missing. Okay. You need to go through this volume of publications to see what are the rates, prevailing rates per meter cube of concrete, or per meter cube of brickwork, or per meter cube of earthwork. What is the price? Based on that, once you get the material times this rate will give you how much total cost is required for particular construction or design, construction of the particular beam or column or foundation. Okay, this will have publications every year, or they may revise based on the inflation rate of the currency. They have to come out with the current, you have to multiply the current prevailing rate for getting the proper estimate for your project. So it will be given by bill of quantities. Later you please refer through. Last time I give you building bylaws. This one is bill of quantities. Both of them please refer through building bylaws. Later I post to you, but today you browse through internet to find out what are these publications, what are they saying, what are the contents of these publications. Okay, so quantity surveyor will quantify the materials and the respective cost of the materials based on the requirement for the given project. He also will be responsible to prepare documents, tender for tendering process. Okay, it can be tender, brickwork to somebody, some consultant, A consultant, and then all the concreting work to B consultant, B contractor B, contractor C. Later I will post to you, I will show you the complete list of contracting people in Malaysia. I have the complete list. I will show you. It's updated recently, like 2 years back. Not much variation for the last year, so I didn't update. So I will show you the big list of contractors whom you can contact for further building works, right? You must have a knowledge. This may be useful for your training purpose also. You can attach with the contractors for your training purpose. One time you go for planning side, all the drawing contractors or drafting types of contractors, and then for another one for design engineers, another one for the building supervisors, to learn each and every stage of the project during your training. I will show you the big list later. For now, I will let me complete this part. When there is changes proposed by the contractor due to client request, the engineer will review it and submit the new design to the quantity surveyor. Okay, at times there may be changes, right? The taste of the or requirement of the owner, requirement of the based on the location. Sometimes they decided at the site to have kind of a U junction at that point. But at that point, you cannot possible for U junction, must be L, or a T junction only possible. Then you need to revise the material, revise the design in conjunction with or consultation with engineers and the quantity surveyor. So quantity survey will recalculate the cost for the changes made by the designer or due to the location of the site or due to the requirement of the parties involved. With his approval, the construction drawing will be altered or he will submit variation order, suggest the price, the corresponding price to the contractor for buying materials and also for supplying the materials. Okay, I stop here for quantity surveyor. Any question on the quantity surveyor? He will quantify the material and the respective cost based on the bill of quantities. Bill of quantities also I will provide the link there. It is available. You can check online. Again, it is with the Department of Works in Malaysia. Every country they have their own website. I request you to go through first. You need to find out. You need to learn. Every time 1 hour class, if I teach, you were supposed to learn at least 2 hours according to Bloom's taxonomy, OBE. You are supposed to learn 2 hours. That is not possible, right? Ideally, it is not possible. At least spend half an hour for each module, 1 day. You have taken 6 modules, spend 6 days, spend half an hour to read, further reading based on the material provided by the lecturers, or you browse through internet. You can borrow book, right? You can borrow book from university or online. It is available. Borrow book and read whatever the questions I'm asking or the contents I'm giving. Today I given 3 things: bill of quantities, bylaw, building bylaws, and then what else? Okay, for now you take these 2 for your further reading today. Okay, proceed. Contractor. Any question on quantity surveyor? There is a course, it's a like civil engineering program. You can see some of the universities they're offering program on Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of they are called as quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyor. They can get registered like civil engineers to approve their estimation or any building estimations, building budget, or building proposals. Okay, contractor. Common word, the contractor is sitting there for each and every. Excuse me. Can you see the slide? You're going to end another 5-10 minutes only.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, do again. Contractor. Okay, what comes to your mind, contractor? One who is highly responsible. Contractor is always highly responsible in any project. It can be a main contractor, a subcontractor, or dealer, or outsourcing dealer, outsourcing contractor. Many types are there, but based on their, the portfolio, they will be. Lim Teng is requesting control. Stop presenting. I should not give control now, please. Lim. Okay. At the end of the class, I give control. You can talk to us. Okay. Thanks for your question. Okay, contractor. Let's continue with the contractor. Where is it? Okay, come on. Proceed with the slide. Maybe interesting to you. Some of them, so many lines are there. You can read. One who plan, budget, and direct the construction project. Contractor, you can take it as a person who is in at the work site, who is really into the project. They are not sitting at the office. Mostly they are at the site. They are the person always in communication with the engineer. As I said before, engineer should be there at any point of time, right? Any day, any time. Engineer should be there at the site for the execution of project. And the contractors will also be there equally, and importantly, contractors should also play the main role like engineers. They will always in communication with the engineers at site, or site engineers or design engineers to execute the project. They cannot act alone, but they will be communicating to the design engineer or site supervisor to execute the project. It may be Yes, I mean it would be from sites inspection, site drawings, plan, design, construction, materials, loading, unloading, or manpower, everything they would decide. Okay, there are three types of contractors mainly: main contractors, subcontractors, domestic subcontractors. Three types there. Main contractors, okay, they will do everything. They don't outsource it. They have their manpower. They have their own labors and workmanship to handle the project. Subcontractors appointed by the client. Subcontractors are appointed by sometimes appointed by the client or by the main contractor itself. The main contractor will have subcontractors, like the main contractor will acquire the project, sanction the project, take the project. Subcontractors, they will outsource to subcontractors for, say for example, drafting one subcontractor, designing one subcontractor, execution one subcontractor, estimation another subcontractor, like that. And then third one, domestic subcontractor. And these people are appointed by main contractor again. All right. Domestic means they have internal, they have their own consultants, their own testing can be done by this domestic subcontractor. It is very rare. In most of the project, you can see these two entities where you can see main contractor and subcontractors. I will show you the big list. Very interesting for you. You can use this list for your training in future. Maybe you decide which part of it you want to learn more. Maybe execution side, or in the design side, or in a planning. Come on, people, who are the contractors? Today we will see duties and responsibilities. With that, the class will be over. Please have patience. If you have any question, you can ask me. All of you can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
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 Oh,
Yes.
okay, contractor. Continue by contractor. Who is contractor? People who usually works in contractors company are as follows. Why this is having big thing? Project manager,
We can't hear anymore, miss.
subcontractor. One moment, sir. One moment. Okay. Come on. I got call immediately. I have this disturbance. You can see the slide.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Come on. Site supervisor, technician, foreman, construction worker, or laborers. Okay. The contractors can be for, it is based on the activity again. It is based on the duties. It may be, if it is for the project manager, from contracting for project managership, and then subcontracting, planning for planning, for safety types of works, for site supervision works, for technical details work or supervision works, foreman kind of works, or labors, right? Depending on the type of workmanship, the contracting will be varying. And then duties and roles, duties or roles of contractor: carry out and complete the works in accordance with the contract documents. Okay, when you call for a contractor or tendering a contract, you should have agreement of kind of a proposal between the client and the contractor, or company and the contractor. Based on that, they will be executing. Begin the construction work when given possession on the site, right? So soon after you are given the possession of the site, you can start your work. Regularly and diligently proceed with works and complete by date of completion. So they follow the instructions given by the owner or the company according to the documents, contract documents given to them or approved for them. Notify the responsibility for any cause of delay, right? They are supposed to execute as per the plan given by the given in the contract proposal. If there is any delay, material production delay, or supply delay, or it may be like this corona time, right? Corona time, they all suspend the work for a month, right? Really for a month it was suspended. It should be reasonable, and there should be a capable, I mean the managing parties, the project manager should be able to meet over this gap or manage this gap by properly planning further down, and the authorities have to give the proper reason and proper action taken for balancing or meeting this requirement. And then provide the architect or the engineer with sufficient info for exercise his duties as regard to extension of the time, right? Once they know, they give the responsibility, they are supposed to give the reason for delay, right? And also notify the architecture and engineer at that site, for that site, to execute his duties accordingly. And then appoint representatives, site agent, maybe a supervisor, to receive orders from officers. So they can have a technician or technical lesson to communicate between contractor and the architect and engineer. Must not trespass other area rather than construction site. Yeah, they have to be, they are all, if they are a contractor for construction, they should be at the construction site and looking after more, if there's any changes, causes, all the process of execution have to be controlled by them. They should not go into detailed design, or they should not go into drafting matter, or they should not go into safety matters unless they are called for. Follow the construction schedule and complete the project on time. Establish an effective project control system for cost, schedule, and quality. These contractors are, I repeat once again, engineers, site engineers or supervisors, design engineers, and the contractors are the key persons always available at the site. They are the one giving orders for the execution of the work, stage by stage and step by step. Like today morning, the work has to be started at 8 o'clock. Both should be there to start what is the proportion, grading of the concrete. If it is a concrete for roofing or for flooring, they should give the instruction to the worker and the contractor. If the workers are under contractor will liaise with the workers to execute the work or prepare the concrete, lay the concrete, and so on. Engineers always in communication with contractor directly. Establish an efficient project control system. Overall, the contractor is a mediator between the labor and the engineers for any type of faulty things or any problem, any delay, any progress of the work. Everything is depending on the contractor, and they are always available at the site. Last slide for today, we are going to end. Responsibility. So far we saw the roles, right? As contractors, they will be communicating between engineers and the laborers. They are responsible for the execution of the project, controlling the quality, controlling the process, and so on. Mainly their responsibilities are with control. The contractor shall be solely responsible for and have control over construction means, methods, techniques. Even the methods, they can have a control based on the material available. They can have a different, slightly changing method in conjunction with or in consultation with engineers. Techniques, sequences, and procedures, and for coordinating all portions of the work. For example, that day they don't have any mixer machine, right? Mixer machine is not available or repair. So they have to complete the work. They can do for manual mixing, or they can go for renting the machine from other side. Such things can be ad hoc arrangement can be made by contractors. The contractor also is responsible for providing and utilizing adequate materials and labor's optimum, right? As I said before, the site engineer and the contractor are the key persons playing the role for execution of work, for starting from material, methods, manpower. Everyone should be efficiently handled and up to the time given to them. The contractor can be sued. They are liable for their action. They should not pass a wrong information, wrong decision, take a wrong decision, give a wrong direction to the laborers or their subordinate at the site, or shut down due to inability to apply safety precautions at site depends on the seriousness of the case. So whatever the contractor equivalent to the engineers have to be bearing the responsibility of their actions and their directions for the people or the laborers at the site. It may be for the action of the, it may be for the construction process, or for the safety measures, or for the material supply, or for the overall project execution. So everywhere they have the liability, hence they are supposed to be discharging their work according to the rules and regulations, and they should know the seriousness of the decisions they are passing or the directions they are giving at each and every stage of the work. I stop here. Any question you can ask me. Okay, as usual, today I'm posting the link for your survey form. Okay, kindly submit this form immediately after I post. I'm going to post in 5 minutes time in CN as well as in MS Team. You are supposed to answer only once. If it is twice, I'm sorry, I cannot give attendance. Please follow. You are disciplined. You have to be disciplined right now. The instruction given means please follow. Don't break the instruction. Okay. Please follow. Either you post in CN. I mean, if you have access in CN, please do it. Do not have access, then post in MS Team. Please follow the instruction. Okay. Are you there? Oh, thank you so much.
CN.
Yes,
Do you have any question?
No, miss.
No,
In
miss.
CN?
No. Bye bye.
Bye.
So, Miss, do we have any question for today?
Yeah. There is no technical question. You will be getting a feedback form. I post the feedback form link in CN and MS Team. Please answer that. It is considered as the attendance for you. The response for the form is considered as attendance for today. Please note this point. Okay.
All right, Miss.
I'm going to post now.
Miss,
Bye.
time for the
Yes.
for the attendance. What?
Yes.
What is the due time for the attendance?
Correct. Due time is up to 8 p.m. today. 8 p.m. Better do it now. Don't go until 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Not more than that. Please follow. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Miss.
Okay. Bye.
Miss,
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Yes.
Wednesday class is cancel.
Which Wednesday?
Wednesday class.
This week.
Yes, this week.
Why cancel?
No cancel.
No. The links I cancelled. It was overlapping with the current meetings. That's why I cancelled. We have classes every Wednesday and Monday. If it is public holiday, no class. Other than that, we are having all classes. No changes, no cancellation.
I saw the message in MS Team.
They are all old one. You see week 1, it is written as week 1.
Okay. Thank you, Miss.
Week 1. Sometimes it's duplicating. Students created. So to avoid confusion, I deleted or canceled those meetings. Which is done already. Week 1. This is week 3. Okay. Goodbye. Have a nice week. Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
Miss.
Please answer through the link I'm going to post now. It's a survey form. That is going to be your attendance. Bye. Take care.